next session you're about to see is with a client by the name of Kyle. Kyle comes to the EFT session with some sports performance issues that he wants to work on. He's been a basketball player for a number of years, and he finds that every time he has to play certain people, that he feels really nervous. People that he thinks are better at the game than he is. So we tap a little bit on the expectations that he has, the nervous feeling that he has, the pressure that he feels. So there's a number of different aspects that you'll see. And we also dive a little bit deeper into where this belief system started and where all of this story began. And you'll see that at the age of 6 or 7, when he was playing hockey, even back then he had this expectation of himself to be the best, or there was no point in playing. And you'll find that Kyle is a great client to work with because you can really actually laugh about the whole concept after doing just a couple of rounds of EFT. So it's really beautiful to see, and I hope you learn a lot from the session. Thanks for coming today.
You're welcome.
Good. So we're going to tap on some sports performance stuff because you really like playing basketball. And you mentioned that sometimes when you're playing against certain people that you don't feel that you play as well.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Certain people who I think are better than me.
Okay.
Yes. Not better than me at, just better than me on...
At the game
skill-wise.
Skill.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you know that they're better than you? Because you played them before, or you've watched them play?
No, I don't make it up in my head.
So there's a story in your head.
That story I've created.
That you
Some of them I have seen play, so, I've played the game long enough to know that when somebody is good.
Yes.
But there are times where I'll make it up.
Okay. And what happens physically in your body when you know you've got to play them, or what happens in your mind, or what happens to the game?
Well, if I do know that it's somebody that I've already granted that respect
that title,
to,
yes.
I will get nervous before even on my way to the game. I'll get butterflies, and then throughout the game, even before the game starts, I'll feel tense and tight, so my body doesn't perform as it should.
And do other people notice that you?
Yes.
Other than yourself, so you feel that you don't play as well because
right.
You're nervous and kind of tense up a little bit.
It's clear that I don't play as well.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not just to myself, because I could be my own worst critic, and I usually am, but it's clear to other people who know what I'm capable of doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Because 90% of the game is in your head anyway. Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want you to pick someone specifically.
Okay.
If you don't have to share the name, or you can make up a name, or you can just think of him specifically. I don't even need you to share the name. Okay. But it may be something recent that happened, or like someone that you played recently. And just, I want you to imagine, if you could, that you're on the way to the game and you know you've got to play them. Or go back to a time where you did have to play them.
Mm-hmm.
And then give me a scale of nervousness, on a scale of 1 to 10. How nervous do you normally feel right before you play that guy? Because you know he's better than you, skill-wise.
I'd say...
And sometimes it's hard to scale it, but...
Yeah. It would be in the high range, maybe 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
Yeah.
That's how nervous you feel before you play
them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And is it anything specific? I'm nervous that they're better than me. I'm nervous that they're going to beat me.
You know what? I can't put my finger on what it is. I don't know.
Not yet. We might be able to.
Yeah, hopefully we can, because it's totally made up and fictional.
Anyway, so we'll start with the karate chop point.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll say, even though I have this nervous feeling.
Even though I have this nervous feeling.
I gotta play that guy.
I gotta play that guy.
I know he's better than me.
I know he's better than me.
Well, at least I think he is.
At least I think he is.
Regardless of that.
I
love and accept myself.
And
I trust that I have the skill and the ability. To play better than him. Good. Inner part of the eyebrow is your next point. This nervous feeling.
Outside
the eye. I gotta play that guy.
I gotta play that guy.
Under the eye, this nervous feeling.
This nervous feeling.
Under the nose, I think he's better than me.
I think he's better than me.
This nervous feeling.
This nervous feeling.
I really think he might be better than me.
I really think he might be better than me.
I feel nervous that I gotta play him.
A little nervous that I have to play him.
Good. Karate chop points together. A little nervous I gotta play that guy.
A little nervous I gotta play that guy.
On top of the head. Maybe I can choose.
Maybe I can choose.
To trust my skill and ability instead.
To trust my skill and ability instead.
Good. Deep full breath in. And out. Now go back to the same image that you chose, or the same story that you're focused on.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of, does he have a name, or do you want to make up a name? Sometimes it helps because it brings a bit more charge up in terms of the emotional reaction. Ryan. Just call him Ryan.
Ryan sounds good, yeah.
So imagine that you gotta play Ryan, or Ryan, like you gotta play tomorrow and
Mm-hmm.
you gotta play against him. And give me a nervous feeling. If it's...
I want to say 3 came to mind, like
That's
it's
good.
come down a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
And it's still nervous that he might beat you or that he's better than you?
Yeah. Not beat me because I don't really mind. It's just if I don't perform as well as I'd like to, then I can handle losing, but
Yes.
to not play like I can because I think somebody's better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Even though I still have some of this nervous
I
feeling,
still have some of this nervous
I
feeling.
don't think I'll be able to play as good as I can.
I don't think I'll be able to play as good as I can.
I'll be mad at myself if I don't play as good as I can.
I'll be mad at myself if I don't play as good as I can.
Just because I think Ryan's better than me.
Just because I think Ryan's better than me.
Regardless of that,
Regardless of that,
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Fully and completely.
Fully and completely.
I will trust my skill and ability
I will trust my skill and ability
to perform at my very best.
to perform at my very best.
My very best basketball game.
My very best basketball.
Good. Inner part of the eyebrow. This remaining nervous feeling.
This remaining nervous feeling.
Outside the eye, gotta play that guy Ryan.
Gotta play that guy Ryan.
Under the eye, what if I don't perform as well?
What if I don't perform as well?
Under the nose, this remaining nervous feeling.
This remaining nervous feeling.
Chin, I gotta play that guy Ryan.
Gotta play that guy Ryan.
I'm kind of nervous about playing Ryan.
Still kind of nervous about playing Ryan.
Still kind of nervous about playing Ryan.
Still kind of nervous about playing Ryan.
Karate chop points together. I might not perform as well.
I might not perform as well.
I know I can do better than that.
I know I can do better than that.
Top of the head, so maybe I can choose
So maybe I can choose
to play my best basketball game ever.
to play my best basketball game ever
Against Ryan.
against Ryan,
Allowing my skill and ability
allowing my skill and ability
to come through.
to come through.
Good. Deep full breath in. And release. And then think about playing Ryan. It sounds
It's
funny.
hard because I'm relaxed.
Yeah, because it changes, like the memory and the story is still there, but the emotional charge that you normally feel is gone. So it actually feels funny or silly when you try to, like I want you to try to feel nervous about playing Ryan like you used to.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
Good. Like why would I be nervous against playing Ryan?
Right. Yeah. No, it does. It doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, now I can really feel like
How it feels.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, because normally when you think of Ryan, there's like a neural pathway that says the fires in your brain that cause a disruption in the energy system that connects nervous feeling with Ryan. And I'm okay. Think of Ryan and calm the energy system down. Think of Ryan and calm the energy system down. So now when you think of Ryan, you feel calm. And therefore, the belief system that said Ryan's better than me sort of dissolves.
Okay.
Do you think Ryan's better than you?
No.
No. Is there anybody else, or there was a little bit there that you said you'd be mad at yourself for not performing to your peak performance, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you ever get mad at yourself?
For sure.
Can you give me an example of that?
Well, if that happens, if I know I've submitted to this story I made up and tense myself up throughout before a game even starts or before
you get on the court.
Yeah. And I've already defeated myself, so I haven't even brought my best to the table. So I'm mad at myself. After that game ends, I'll be mad at myself that I let that happen.
Give me a number for mad at yourself.
9.
Even though
Even though
I'm so mad at myself.
I'm so mad at myself.
I let this story get in the way.
I let this story get in the way.
I let this tension get in the way.
I let this tension get in the way.
I didn't play my best game that I could have.
I didn't play my best game that I could have.
But regardless,
I
love, accept,
and
forgive myself
for
letting that story get in the way.
I'm
so mad at myself.
So mad at myself.
I know I could have played better than that. So mad at myself. Let that story get in the way. That they were better than me. And I didn't play as well. So mad at myself. Back of the hand for a minute. Yeah. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Down hard to the right. Down hard to the left. Biggest circle that you can make with the eyes. And then the other direction. Good. We'll hum happy birthday together. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back to the song. And then release. Come to the top of the head for a minute. Maybe I can choose to forgive myself for not playing to the best of my ability. At least for that occasion. Good. Deep full breath in and out. I would say, just tell me again how you kind of get mad at yourself when you...
I would get mad at myself for not performing as I think I should.
Can you give me a number for how true that statement sounds to you? Or...
1.
It's like, let's do a remaining round. Even though I still kind of get mad at myself for... For not playing to the best of my ability. I let that story get in the way. I didn't play as good as I should have. Regardless of that. I love, accept, and forgive myself. Fully and completely. Inner part of the eyebrow, this remaining feeling. Get mad at myself. Should have played better than that. This remaining feeling. Didn't play good enough, Kyle. Should have done better than that. Should have done better than that. Karate chop point. Should have done better than that. Top of the head. Maybe I can choose to forgive myself for that. And allow myself instead to let my best ability to come through. Good. Deep full breath in and out. Because the illusion is that the mad at yourself feeling that you get will make you perform better next time. Right. But the pattern just keeps happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you start to say it aloud like that, it becomes clearer of how ridiculous it is.
Mostly because the emotional charge that makes it feel real initially
dissolves.
When we take that emotional charge away, that statement's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you're not really mad at yourself for...
No.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
What's your earliest memory of that same feeling? Should have done better than that. Or letting people get in the way when you... Or getting in the way of your own self when you think other people are better than you. Do you remember when it started? Where this whole thing...
Young, like hockey, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to say that.
That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Like when I was younger, playing hockey.
Okay, same thing. Do you remember any kids that, or any other instances where you would feel like, oh, I know he's better than me, and you feel nervous playing against them and kind of crumble under the pressure, if you will. Is that the right word?
That would be right, yeah. No one in specific.
Not yet, anyway.
No.
But you remember feeling playing hockey?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I can remember this feeling from way back.
And can you describe the feeling specifically? Worried that they'll... It's a bit elusive, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to say I'm worried that they're going to be better than me, because it's not really about that.
What is it about?
Me not performing as well as I could.
When you were little, you didn't perform as good as you could have?
Not all the time, because I would be worried. I don't know, maybe I'm afraid of
You think it was
success, or like the pressure that comes with always playing good, you know?
pressure's a good one.
Yeah.
What was the pressure, do you think?
What would be self-inflicted pressure
Yes.
to perform at this level, and then you start to worry about whether or not I can match or surpass that level each and every time out. So
It becomes cumulative, right? Over the years, too,
so
right?
if you just kind of, you know, play within your means, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad.
Yes.
You don't stand out, so people don't expect that.
I don't want, even though people might have expectations of me.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. That's
Do you
pretty
feel
clear.
that?
Oh yeah.
Other like coaches or other people on your team?
People on the team, people you're playing against.
We're gonna do that separate.
Oh.
We would do that in separate tapping rounds, and that's okay.
Okay.
Like even though I feel all this pressure from my teammates to perform at a certain level.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned before too that if you go out and play a game against someone who's better than you, other teammates have noticed and be like, "Hey, Kyle, come on! I know you can beat that guy. You're better than
so
that."
it would be teammates.
But you also feel the pressure maybe from your coach if there's a coach, or
Yeah.
you might feel pressure from the team that you're playing against.
Well, because when you play against somebody who's good, or you acknowledge to be good,
Yes.
you want them to bring their best,
Yes.
so that you can challenge yourself.
Right. So that you can grow.
Right.
Right.
So that it's a good game.
Yeah.
You know, like if you play against somebody and they're not very good, then that's not very challenging.
It's not very fun.
No.
Right.
But if you play against somebody who is of the same caliber as you, then that's a great challenge to
Yeah.
step up.
So I want you to imagine, where do you feel more pressure now? Like when you think about being little and playing hockey, or right now in basketball with your teammates? Because I'm tempted to go back, but I think we might need a bit more work here.
Here, I don't feel it, because it's not as competitive as it used to be. You know, so I've learned to kind of just relax.
Let it go.
Yeah. And not.
But when you were little, there was a lot of pressure to do well.
Yeah.
Can you give me a number for that?
High.
It's high.
Yeah.
That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
Even though
I
feel all this pressure
feel all this pressure
to really perform at my best.
Especially
when there's other people out there that are better than me.
Especially when there's other people out there who are better than me.
Regardless of that.
I
love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
Fully and completely. Regardless of how I play. Inner part of the eyebrow. So much pressure.
So much pressure.
Outside that, I feel so much pressure to play at my best.
I feel so much pressure to play at my best.
Under the eyes, so much pressure to play at my best.
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 It's hard to just relax.
It's hard to just relax.
And let that ability come through. All on its own. Side of the thumb, so much pressure.
So much pressure.
So much pressure.
So much pressure.
All this pressure to play at my best.
All this pressure to play at my best.
Pinky finger, all this pressure to play at my best.
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 Top of the head. Maybe I can let that pressure go.
Maybe I can let that pressure go.
Deep full breath in. And then just tell me how you feel a lot of pressure to play at your best. You put that pressure on yourself to a certain extent. And the belief system might be that if I pressure myself, I'll do better. Do you think that's it, or?
No, because I know that's not the case.
Because you revert under pressure.
As opposed to the challenge bringing about that.
Yes. Because sometimes it's a very fine line for some people.
Right, and there has been times where that pressure has brought out the best.
Yes.
Like if it's a huge crowd and all that stuff, you just kind of just get into that zone.
Yes.
And then you don't even really...
But if you can't get into the zone...
No, then it's totally...
It's totally out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you scale pressure for me? Is it still as high when you think about all this pressure to play at my best?
No.
Want to do a remaining round on
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a 0 yet.
Yeah, not a 0 yet.
Even though I still feel all this pressure to play at my best.
I still feel all this pressure to play at my best.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
Fully and completely.
Fully and completely.
Even though I still feel all this pressure.
Even though I still feel all this pressure.
To play at my best.
To play at my best.
I get mad at myself.
I get mad at myself.
If I crumble under that pressure.
If I crumble under that pressure.
But regardless. I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I will allow the ability and skill within me.
I will allow the ability and skill within me
to come through with ease.
To come through with ease.
Good. Inner part of the eyebrow, this remaining pressure.
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 Gotta do my best.
Gotta do my best.
It's not acceptable not to do that.
Not acceptable not to do that.
It's not acceptable to crumble under the pressure.
Not acceptable to crumble under
pressure. It is absolutely not acceptable.
Absolutely not acceptable.
Is that what it feels like?
Yes.
It is not acceptable to crumble.
Not acceptable to crumble.
It is not okay, Kyle.
Not okay.
You are not allowed to crumble under that pressure.
Not allowed to crumble.
You better meet those expectations.
I better meet those expectations.
Better meet those expectations.
Better meet those expectations.
Top of the head. Maybe I can let those feelings go.
Maybe I can let those feelings go.
Choose to relax instead.
Choose to relax instead.
And just play at my best.
And just play at my best.
Good. Deep full breath in. Out. There's a lot more layers to it when you kind of get in.
Start to,
dive into it.
For sure.
Because it was more about it's not okay to fail. I don't want to use the word fail, but it's not okay to crumble under the pressure. You get upset with yourself.
Upset. So as you start to peel the layers, the more things present themselves.
Yeah, and these are different aspects, or what we call aspects. Because somebody comes initially with like, oh, I want to play a better game.
Right.
Or I just noticed this one little thing. When I have to play against someone, I get nervous. There's so many different ways that the mind is so complex once we get into it, right? And the subconscious mind is like, will guide us if we just relax and go with the process as to like, well, I get mad at myself and I have all these expectations of myself and I feel all this pressure and that's got to come from somewhere because we weren't born into this world feeling those expectations of ourselves. So eventually what we do is go back and find where you developed that story, where that story was created. But we'll stay where we're at for now, and I want you to imagine the pressure that you feel and then scale that for me. If you imagine being in that same situation, someone's better because you've seen them play before, and you know that you're going to either excel or you're going to revert. And give me a scale for how much pressure you feel.
Low. Yeah.
Is it a 0?
Yeah. It seems like it's becoming clearer that the stories that originated or came up are ridiculous and they're allowed to go now.
They're allowed to go now. Yeah. And then some people find that they might describe it as distant or it's way over there and I can't really access it anymore. I can't access the feeling or emotion anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So what about high expectations of yourself then?
I'd say that's safe to say.
Is that serving you, do you think? To a certain extent. The idea is that if I have the expectations of myself, then I will grow. And that's very, very beneficial because that's how most people grow and succeed in life. And sometimes we crumble under the pressure, whereas that's where if we develop that pattern, that we got to get out of it. But
I definitely think at times that could be paralyzing too.
Yes.
To have high expectations because then you're not going to go either way. You'll just stay stagnant.
Yeah.
Because if you try this, you might fail. So if I just stay where I am, then it's safe.
It's safe.
Right?
Yeah, it's safe to not get any better.
Yeah.
Because then people won't expect things of me.
Right.
What does that remind you of?
The same thing we just...
As a hockey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Like you would never really draw those parallels?
No, I know.
How old were you when you were playing hockey?
Young, like 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah. And it's the first 7 years of our life where we really begin to formulate these stories. And we will carry them 10, 20, 30 years later, right? As much as it doesn't make sense. Because you can say to me, well, that's silly, Carol. Why am I still doing this now? Because when I was 7, I felt a lot of pressure to...
But you still do it in different aspects.
Different aspects. And it probably seeps into other things that you do.
For sure.
As well. Yes. So even though little Kyle had all these expectations of himself to play hockey really well, would that fit for you? What would little Kyle what was little Kyle feeling when he was playing hockey?
Expectations.
from yourself or from
no,
other people?
From self.
And if little Kyle had to scale that, what would it be? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much pressure he puts on himself and how much he really wants to do well?
High. Yeah.
Even though little Kyle put all that pressure on himself.
Little Kyle put all that pressure on himself.
Better be a good hockey player.
Better be a good hockey player.
Not sure what's going to happen if I'm not.
I'm not sure what's going to happen if I'm not.
But regardless.
I
love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Fully and completely.
Fully and completely.
I choose to let that expectation go.
I choose to let that expectation go.
I can choose to let that pressure go.
I can choose to let that pressure go.
Inner part of the eyebrow. All these expectations.
All these expectations.
Outside the eye. Little Kyle had to be a good hockey player.
Little Kyle had to be a good hockey player.
Under the eye. All these expectations.
All these expectations.
Gotta be good at hockey.
Gotta be good at hockey.
Gotta be the best at hockey.
Gotta be the best at hockey.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Gotta be the best at hockey.
Gotta be the best at hockey.
All these expectations.
All these expectations.
Gotta be the best at hockey.
Gotta be the best at hockey.
All these expectations.
All these expectations.
Gotta be the best at hockey.
Gotta be the best at hockey.
All these expectations.
All these expectations.
Maybe it's time to let them go.
Maybe it's time to let them go.
All these expectations.
All these expectations.
Maybe it's time to let them go.
Maybe it's time to let them go.
Deep full breath in and out. And then just think about playing hockey at age 6 or 7 and how you would put a lot of pressure on yourself or had a lot of expectations that you had to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Who told you that? You?
Yeah. Where did I pick that up?
I don't know. because there's something that there's maybe another belief system connected to that said, what happens if you're not the best?
Mm-hmm.
That you're not, like, how would you finish that sentence? I have to be the best or else.
Why bother playing?
Oh. Even though I had to be the best at playing hockey.
I had to be the best at playing hockey.
Or there was no reason, there's no point in playing.
There's no point in playing.
Regardless.
I
love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
Fully and completely.
Fully and completely.
I had to be the best at playing hockey.
I had to be the best at playing hockey.
Or there was no point in playing.
Or there was no point in playing.
Why do people even play if they're not the best?
Why do people even play if they're not the best?
Regardless. I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I'm going to give myself the space and permission.
I'm going to give myself the space and permission.
To simply grow at my own pace.
To simply grow at my own pace.
And enjoy the journey.
And enjoy the journey.
And enjoy the process.
And enjoy the process.
Good. Inner part of the eyebrow. Gotta be the best.
Gotta be the best.
Outside eye, no point in playing.
No point in playing.
Under the eye, gotta be the best.
Gotta be the best.
Gotta be the best.
Gotta be the best.
All these expectations.
All these expectations.
These remaining expectations.
These remaining expectations.
Of needing to be the best.
Of needing to be the best.
Karate chop point. This remaining expectations.
This remaining expectation.
Of having to be the best.
Of having to be the best.
Back of the hand. I'm going to do a floor to ceiling eye roll, so you just keep tapping there. You're going to watch my fingers and you're going to take about 6 seconds to look from floor to ceiling and just say, gotta be the best.
Gotta be the best.
No point in playing.
No point in playing.
Gotta be the best.
Gotta be the best.
What's the point in playing?
What's the point in playing?
Good, release. Top of the head. Maybe I can let those expectations go.
Maybe I can let those expectations go.
One deep full breath at a time.
One deep full breath at a time.
Good. Release. Deep full breath in and out. I gotta be the best or there's no point in playing. Does it sound funny?
Yeah.
Because nobody can ever...
There is no
best.
No.
Because it's ever unfolding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty clear now.
But you really felt like...
I did
I really have
that.
to be the best.
Yeah.
Do you have to be the best now?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Do you think you could still play and just be an ace?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else come to mind? Is it a 0 when you think of it?
Yeah. It's a laugh when I think about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like getting to the point where we can laugh. It only takes a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so at some point we held on to that. Or maybe when we were little we got an award for being the best.
Yeah.
And so we feel like we have to carry that through because that was shown as love or attention or something. So we associate, the brain associates being the best with
Right.
Something.
Right.
Or being maybe the brain associated with failing or not being the best as a negative experience because you got in trouble afterwards, I don't know, or you didn't get approval. So you avoid that to all extent.
That makes sense.
What happened when you were the best? Were you like really good when you were playing hockey at age 7?
I was good, yeah. But I don't remember receiving like
awards.
Yeah, like lots
recognition.
Of yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. Like good or bad. Even
you just
if
put
I
a
did.
lot of
Yeah. It was just me doing that.
Yeah.
Like looking back, it was never like coach or parents or anyone saying you have to be the best or it was just me, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Does that provide a bit of relief, you think?
Yeah.
Go back to the story about, what was his name, Ryan?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you think about Ryan?
No, I don't feel anything.
Is there anybody else left?
No, he would probably be the one if, like, they would stir up the most. Yeah.
Anxious feelings.
Anxiousness.
So what you'll find is to really test EFT is what I have clients do is go back and put yourself in the real scenario or situation, because we can only do so much here in a session. So what you'll find is that when you go to play another basketball game, and you'll catch the pattern again. If we haven't eliminated it completely, and there's still something there, it'll come up when you're in the scenario or situation, and that's when you take the extra 5 or 10 minutes to tap.
Before the game?
Before the game.
Whenever you feel, okay.
Yeah, before the game, or if or when it comes up again, when you go to play, go back and tap, and you'll be able to recognize it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you think it will help with that?
Well, you won't
performance of that?
Yeah, it'll help with the performance, right? Because if the belief system isn't there, then the body doesn't react with the tension that you normally get. And you can also tap on this tension in my shoulders, this tension in my shoulders, this tension, I gotta play that guy, I'm getting really all this tension in my shoulders. Even though I have this nervous feeling in my stomach, these butterflies in my stomach, butterflies in my stomach, gotta play that guy. Really nervous for playing him, these butterflies in my stomach, I'm gonna let them go. So you can tap again on all the different aspects that come up, whether they're physical aspects.
Like butterflies
or
sweaty
hands, tension in my shoulder, do them separately until they're a 0.
Okay.
We won't really be able to, we can't really necessarily stimulate in this environment.
Right.
I'll come to a game and we'll...
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. If I tell you, okay, I gotta play him. Where are you?
Where are you? Yeah. So, and there is, I think it'd be a really valuable concept actually for someone to have someone on the team that could help everybody through that, because everyone goes through it to a certain extent,
I'm sure,
right?
for most people don't want to admit it, especially guys. Yeah.
But at the same time, when you begin to excel because you have this secret tool, people would be like, "Hey, Kyle, what are you doing? Like, that was awesome."
Yeah.
Really well. You're like, "Well, I'm tapping on acupuncture points before a game," and not everybody's ready for that.
Right.
I think it has a lot of potential. So if it does come up again, it might not, because maybe we have resolved that.
Okay.
You might see Ryan and go, "Oh, why would I be afraid of him?" And you'll just play.
Yeah.
And it won't be a big deal. But if something does come up, then you would tap on the physical aspects or the nervous feeling that comes up and the expectation that you have of yourself.
Well, I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks.